2006 through 2011. And have always felt and will continue to feel like you are my family. I love Gainesville and I love Unity of Gainesville. It's a beautiful, beautiful place to deepen our awareness of the living Spirit of God within us. So our affirmation of oneness is, there is only one power and one presence in the universe and in my life, God the good omniscience. Would you say that with me? I'll say a line and you say it after me. There is only one power, and one presence, in the universe, and in my life. God the good omniscience. Yay! Everywhere present right here, right now, God. I have one announcement that I want to give. It's from Christina. Where is Christina? Yay. So she wanted me to announce to you that the Saging While Aging class continues on Tuesday at 10:30 here at Unity of Gainesville. New members are always welcome, and that this week's focus will be on skills for memory glitches, and assertiveness training and personal goals. Thank you, Christina, for offering that awesome class. And I also want to welcome anyone here for the first time. There's a packet of information we want to give you. If you'll raise your hand, welcome you guys. We're so glad for you to be. If you'll raise your hand just a little bit longer, our ushers will get those packets to you. Ushers, come down the aisle so you can see our new people. This is a great day to be here because Unity's Easter message is very, very powerful. So thank you for being here. And I believe Lori is here, and she's going to share our daily word today.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I am the resurrected through the power of the Christ. On this glorious Easter day, I am resurrected and brimming with new life. The stones of defeat and limitation have rolled away. I am free and unlimited. Throughout my Lenten journey, I heeded the call from my soul to recognize the stones in my consciousness and awaken to the infinite potential within me. I can now rejoice in the shimmering light of awareness with an open, joyful heart. My faith is strong. I am ablaze with the radiance of spirit. I welcome eternal, indwelling life within my mind and heart. Hope never dies. Jesus transcended death and demonstrated life is eternal. With a grateful heart, I step up and claim new life. I am resurrected through the indwelling Christ. It's a new dawn, a new day, a new beginning. I have risen. I am the resurrection and the life, from John 11:25. And our affirmation is, I am resurrected through the power of the Christ.
Thank you, Lori. That's the Easter message. That's the unity message. And we are very grateful for the power of these words that when they register within us, when we hold them in consciousness, amazing things truly transform our lives and our world. And Kathy's going to begin our time together in meditation by a beautiful chant that she created.
These are actually Thich Nhat Hanh's words. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I smile.
So I invite you in the most gentle and the most peaceful way that you can right now to take a deep, deep breath and move that breath down deep into your heart space and allow your heart to smile. Nowhere to go right now. Nowhere to be, but in the present moment. Holding a space for yourself in this moment for peace. What the world needs now is more peace. And that peace begins in you and me, in this moment. Right now, this moment is the only moment there is. So as we quiet our thoughts, let go of anything that could bring you any sense of distress or stress, and allow yourself to be in this moment at peace. Allow your body right now in this moment to relax. Let go of any tension, let go of any stress. In this moment, simply breathe and be. Allow your whole body being, your mind, just to let go. And feel the peace that comes with simply letting go. Holding on to any fear or stress or upset takes us out of the present moment, takes us back into some past experience or into the future when really nothing has been created. In this present moment, all there is peace. Allow yourself the peace that passes all understanding. By you and I being peace, we give a great gift to our world. Being peace, being compassion, being here now. Allowing the breath of spirit to breathe in us, through us. The breath of spirit brings us into the present moment. The only moment there is right now. And as we take the next few moments to simply go into the silence together, we breathe together. a sense of serenity and peace and tranquility and peace. Offering peace as love to ourselves and all others. In the silence, breathe and be. Nowhere to go and nothing to do, but simply be peace. And as we breathe in and breathe out, we get a sense of a sweetness and a compassion for ourselves and all others. Breathing in and breathing out, I smile. We want to just stay there, don't we? Yeah. There is such sweetness, precious sweetness in that silence, isn't it? You know, it's like, wow. So grateful for that deep connection that we feel and know when we get quiet enough. And we move into a place of compassion for ourselves and for all others. So happy Easter again. I was born and raised in Louisville, Kentucky. And I remember I grew up in the 50s. How many of us grew up in the 50s? Or at least that was my early growing up time. And I remember that every year my mom would, she was a seamstress. She sewed great, beautiful clothes, and she would make this little pastel dress for me, little short, cute, pastel dress, like pink or yellow or blue or whatever. And then I'd have a little hat to match, and I'd have socks that matched, and little gloves that matched. And I remember, going to Sunday school and loving to hear the stories, and, they would always show them on the felt board. Did you all have that experience? Yeah, I just loved it, because it came alive for me. So I loved that, and I loved that song, The Easter Bonnet, with all the frills upon it. That was me. That was me. So we all have great memories, or not, about Easter. And I know a Easter basket always showed up with a bunch of eggs and chocolate bunnies and all that good stuff. And but this morning, I want us to look at Unity's interpretation of the Easter story, so that we can better understand where Unity comes from. And Unity, the way it's been described for over 150 years or more, is practical Christianity, a positive path for spiritual living. Positive. And what does that mean? Practical Christianity. Well, for us, it means that we offer tools and practices that we can use in our own lives right now, today, to bring more happiness, health, peace, prosperity into our lives in the present moment, to live a more conscious life. You see, for me, growing up, and I was in the Presbyterian Church, Harvey Brown Presbyterian Church, and when I was growing up, spirituality and religion, church, meant getting an insurance policy, for what happened after I died. And for us, Unity is all about how we're going to make the maximum use out of the God-given gifts that we've been given now, in the present moment. To appreciate the abundance of life all around us now, and how we can take advantage of that life now. Live that life abundantly now. And that's why we call it practical spirituality, because we can use it now. And that's what I want to talk about today. The Daily Word beautifully described it. Thank you so much, Lori, for sharing the Daily Word. In Unity, we should remember that we use the Bible, which was quoted in that Daily Word. We use the Bible as our main textbook. And we should also remember that we interpret the Bible metaphysically. We use many different religions as a path to God. We honor all traditions, but the Bible traditionally was our main textbook. And that means that we go beyond. Metaphysically means that we go beyond the literal interpretation of the Bible. Do y'all know that? Do y'all get that? Beyond the literal interpretation. Unlike some of our more fundamental brothers and sisters, So we're not literalists. We might act like we're literalists if we're really, staunch in our beliefs, but we're not literalists. We are metaphysicians. Did you ever think of yourself as a metaphysician? Yeah, it's really cool. We go beyond the literal meaning of every person, every story, every place, every event in the stories in the Bible. And then we relate those stories to our own consciousness. Our own consciousness. What does it mean for me today, right now? Right here, what does it mean for me? Because that's when the Bible comes alive. The stories come alive in us, through us, as us. You know, Charles Fillmore, the co-founder of our Unity movement, used to ask his students, like, what does this passage in the Bible mean for you in your life right now? Not some, religious interpretation, but what does it mean in our lives right now? And we're going to do that with the story that we're going to talk about today, and that is the Easter story. So it can take us to a deeper level within, into this very present moment, right here, right now. The only moment there is right now. You know, the first thing I want to talk about this morning, well, there are two things I want to define unity, the way unity interprets. The two words that we often associate with the Easter story, and they are what? Anybody? The resurrection and the crucifixion. The crucifixion is a really important part of the resurrection. In fact, we can't have the resurrection without the crucifixion. The crossing out in consciousness of error thoughts that we've fixed in our minds. You wonder what error thoughts are. That's the crucifixion that we're talking about. Crossing out beliefs that no longer serve us. Have you ever had a feeling of low self-esteem? Have you ever thought that you weren't good enough? Did you ever think you weren't smart enough? Or you didn't quite look right? If others looked at us and talked about us and gave us the idea that in some way or another we weren't worthy, have you ever had that experience? Yeah, I think most of us in the room have had that experience. So in unity, we look at that as error thinking, that we've taken on false beliefs. And those kinds of beliefs are fixed states of mind. They become concretized. I love that word, concretized, in our structures, in our thinking, in our consciousness. When we hear those things over and over again, self-talk and other talk, if we believe them, if we take them on as truth. And so the cross, the crucifixion for us, is about crossing out those error thoughts, about crossing off those judgments and awakening to the truth of who we are. And we do that with our awareness. It's when we wake up, with our awareness. And we do that by shining the light of understanding, spiritual understanding, on beliefs that are false. So that's the crucifixion part of the Easter story for us in unity. And so when it comes to the resurrection, this is how we interpret that in unity. It's the raising of humankind's mind and body from sense consciousness to a spiritual consciousness. Has there ever been a time in your life when you thought you were poor? In the physical realm, as well as in, money in the bank realm, when you didn't have a lot of money or poor consciousness, and at some point you recognized that you weren't poor at all. You had everything you needed in this present moment, the only moment there is. The truth of it, was that you were and are only one thought away from improving your situation and your circumstances, no matter what. We have a saying that change your mind, change your life. Change your mind, change your life. You're only one thought away. And there's a transformation that takes place within us that has nothing to do with the five senses. Nothing to do with the five senses. It has to do with our God sense, our spirit sense, our divine sense, our Christ self, Christ sense. The Christ spirit that is within every one of us. I am that I am that. I am that I am that. I believe is the most powerful statement that we can claim. I am that I am. And when we connect with that Christ sense, that new way of thinking, the original thinking, the evolutionary thinking, that's when we experience the resurrection. And Jesus told us in Scripture that we should not judge by appearance, but judge with right judgment. The things of the five senses are the appearance. The truth is, when we go deeper, we go deep within, beyond the physical, us metaphysicians, we discover the truth that has always been there, always really there, always there, to reveal itself to us. We go beyond the literal, out beyond the ideas of right and wrongdoing. There is a field. I'll meet you there. And in that beautiful writing by Rumi, at the end of that piece, he says, don't go back to sleep. Wake up. It's like, wake up. I think of the cycle of birth and death, the cycle of nature, the cycle that we're all going through all the time, our entire lifetime. For we, I believe, are born many times during this lifetime. We are born into childhood, but we have to die to childhood before we can be born into adolescence. We die to our adolescence before we can be born into our adulthood. There have always been thoughts about ourselves, how we've defined ourselves in the past that no longer fit for us as we were. That we have shaken off, we have stepped into a new reality. Do you feel like that? You've done that today even. Stepped into a new reality for yourself. We can do that every day. So it's like right now we're like in a third dimensional experience. It's like flesh and blood, but we can rise above that in our consciousness to the fourth, the fifth, and on up dimension. Because the truth is, we are vibration. We are a frequency. We are energy in motion. We are energy. Wow. And to know that and feel that and live from that is an amazing experience. I think of the butterfly. If you watch a butterfly go through its metamorphosis from that little fat worm, crawling on the ground in springtime, to when it latches on to a leaf or a tree and moves into its chrysalis. And then the metamorphosis, a transformation takes place in that butterfly like it is taking place in you and I right now. We become the butterfly. You know, it's a constant cycle that each of us and every one of us is going through. For we no longer have to identify with the caterpillar. For we can begin again as the butterfly. We can step forward in a new awareness, a conscious evolution, a new consciousness. And that is the resurrection experience. Do you feel like you're doing that right now in your life? How many? Yay! So those of you who don't feel that way, we're here to help you. Because we're all a frequency, we're all an energy, we are all a vibration. And that vibration is getting higher and higher as we evolve. So, how it all comes together for me, the crucifixion and the resurrection, is like when I die to closely held thought forms or habit patterns or addictions, there is a crucifixion. The amount of pain involved in the act of letting go relates directly to the level of attachment that we've had to those error thoughts and those addictions. Take it from someone who knows. I've been sober 46 years this year. Thank you, God. I know, you have to applaud. I mean, it's an amazing experience when we can move through the stuff that we have taken on in our lifetimes. And, you know, sometimes it's necessary to go through a painful experience. Sometimes it's necessary on the spiritual unfoldment road. And this is the crucifixion. And for us to bless our crucifixion experience, if we don't die to our old ways, you all, of error thinking, we can't be born again into the new resurrection of a new thought and a new life. And we are in a constant evolution of thought and being. Especially now, it seems like everything is speeded up, you know. So today I want to ask you, if there is something that is weighing heavy on your heart and mind, and for all of us to ask the question, what am I holding on to from the past? What is it? Is there something that we're holding on to from the past? What can I let go of right now to step into a new phase of my existence, to step into a new consciousness? Right here, right now, what can I let go of? What can I release? You know, the whole idea of the resurrection to me and the birth and the death is encapsulated in a story in in John, a chapter in the New Testament. And I'm not gonna read it, I just kind of want to relay it to you. Friday night, on Good Friday night, I got to play Mary Magdalene in a play. And it was so cool. We did that play here. How many of you remember doing the 12 who knew him? There's still some of us left here. Yeah, so I was Mary Magdalene, and at the end of the story, after all these people talk about their experience with Jesus, the Christ, Mary runs up from the back of the audience and yells out, "Brothers and sisters, he's alive. The living Spirit of God, Christ, is alive within you and me." And so Mary goes on to tell the story that she went to the tomb that morning, and she went in, and the tomb was dark, but when she peeked inside, there were two angels on either side of the place where they had laid Jesus' body. And Mary says, "Where have you taken my Lord?" And the angel said, "Woman, why are you looking for the living among the dead?" Mary is very confused. She steps out of the tomb into the garden where everything is in bloom, like right here. Everything is in bloom and it's beautiful and colorful. And there on the walkway, on the path, she sees the gardener. She goes up to the gardener and said, "Did you take the body of Jesus away?" And the gardener turns around and says, "Mary." It was Jesus. It was the Christ Spirit. It was that living Spirit of God within every single one of us saying, "Mary, wake up. The Christ is awake within you. I told you that I would never leave you or forsake you." That Spirit is within us. It's not dead. It is alive. And that's the whole story, really, of the resurrection, that the living Spirit of God, that I am presence, is alive within us, that would never leave us or forsake us, ever, from the very beginning of time to now. You know, so often we don't recognize the Christ when we see it. When we look in the mirror and we look at each other. Because it is right here, right now. So in that moment, Mary changed her mind. She changed her attention by having a metanoia experience. She turned herself around like the gardener, getting out of the mind of the tomb and into the garden, the beautiful garden filled with light and life. She put her attention on her Christ self. And so what I want to ask you today is, where is your focus? Where are we focusing, you all, in this time of great upheaval and chaos? We see it everywhere. Where are we placing our attention? On CNN or Fox? No, we are being called right now to see the Christ in everything and in everyone, and especially see it in ourselves. To own the truth, I am that, the living Spirit of God, the Christ presence. For when we do that, when we turn to that Christ indwelling, not out there, but within, that light of God comes on within us. And surely and truly, we shall all be lifted up by that Christ consciousness. We shall all remember who we truly are. And so, you were given bubbles when you came in this morning. And if you can easily reach them right now, I'm going to invite you to pull them out. You know, our plan was that we were going to go out on the deck this morning, and we're not sure because it's like 50 degrees out there. And but I'm going to invite us to think about what it is that you want to be lifted up into. You want to let go of, to release, but what are you lifting yourself up to right now? Think about what that is. And when you're ready, let go, get off the cross, and resurrect. Okay, can you do that? Come on, you guys, blow those bubbles. Yay! Yay, yay, yay. And so it is. And so we let it be. We're so grateful. Thank you, God. I'm going to keep blowing bubbles.
I release
And I let go. I let the Spirit.
my life, and my heart is open wide as I want.
let go, and Spirit run my life. I am free in the Spirit, only here for God. Trouble, no more strife. I am free
in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release
and I let go.
now that Spirit
Run my life. I am free in the Spirit, only here for God.
I'm free
In the Spirit, only here for God.
and I'm free
In the Spirit, and I'm only here for God. Woo! Give yourself a big hand. Whoa! And everybody, you can have a seat. We are so grateful this place and this space we call our spiritual home, Unity of Gainesville. And, we're so grateful for all the great programs that are here and the great message that we receive. The Unity message truly transformed my life, and I certainly offer that to you. When I got sober 46 years ago, it was Silent Unity that got me sober. I'll just say that. Prayer works. And so right now, I know we're going to bless our offering. If you have brought a check or whatever it is that you want to give to this community so that it continues to flourish and grow. There's so many here this morning. We're really grateful. After COVID and during COVID, we didn't, it was like empty. And now, look at all the people here this morning. We are so grateful. So as we bless our offering, you all, bless our offering. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I send forth this gift with my blessings and my love. And so it is. And so it is.
I think I see Miss Gwen out there.
So we're going to call the children in. Do we have enough bubbles for the kids?
This little light of mine,
I'm gonna let it shine. I'm light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine.
this
Little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Come on up, you guys. I'm gonna let. Oops. I think we're gonna stay over there. Hi, honey. I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. So, Miss Gwen, what did you all do today, Easter Sunday?
We talked about why we have Easter,
Cool.
and we found out that Jesus told everybody in 3 days what was going to happen.
In 3 days, he got to stand in.
He came out of the tomb, right? Yeah, and we made pictures that we didn't bring with us of that happening. And so then we talked about why we have eggs at Easter. That this represents the stone in front of the tomb that rolled away. And we have all kind of goodies that we ate. And we invite you, when you leave today, there's a basket on the table with a affirmation inside for everybody, so take an egg. And there's also a paper that explains the metaphysical meaning of Easter.
Beautiful.
Welcome to take it.
Thank you so much, Miss Gwen. Let's bless our children. Y'all stand up and let's bless our babies. Do y'all know our affirmation? We love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. And we behold the Christ presence within you. And we see you doing great things.
you're doing great things.
We love you. We really, really love you. Yay. So let's stay standing as we sing together the peace song. Y'all, if you want to hold hands, you can. I don't know if we can. Can we make a circle?
I think there might be a few too many for a circle, but
Can we make a circle? All right. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. Those are so cool.
with God as creator,
Family are we. Let me walk with my family in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment, peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. And the prayer for protection surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Have a wonderful Easter day. Bless you. You are greatly loved. Oh, honey. Good to see you. You smell so good. I'm always yours.